Good morning, Year 1, and welcome to today's English learning. Before we get started, can you make sure that in front of you, you've got a pencil and your lined distance learning book? Those are the resources we're going to be using today. If you don't have them in front of you, pause the video to go and fetch those things. Right, we're going to start by warming up our English brains and seeing if we can remember what is underneath these orange squares. You will have seen our Every Time I Write poster in school, but can you remember what 6 things do we use every time we write? Pause the video, say out loud what you think it might be, and then press play to see if you're right. The first one, every time I write, I use capital letters. But where do I use capital letters? Can you say it to the screen? You're right. I use capital letters at the start of my sentences or when I'm writing about proper nouns. I also use finger spaces. Did you get that one? I also use full stops or different punctuation marks. I use my phonics to spell words that I'm not sure of. I use my neat handwriting to make sure that my writing is really easy to read. And I use my grit power to not give up. How many of those did you get right? We're going to be doing some writing together today, and we're going to remember to use these things. Today we're going to be thinking about how we can join 2 simple sentences together. Now, a simple sentence is a sentence that makes sense all on its own. So here, my first blue sentence, the rabbit was cold. That is a sentence that makes sense all on its own. That is a simple sentence. My other sentence says, the badger was hungry. So I have 2 sentences in front of them. But what could I do if I wanted to join these sentences together? Pause the video and say out loud, can you think of the word I could use to join these sentences? You're right, I could use the conjunction and. Well done for using your topaz power to say that out loud. I'm going to have a go at writing those sentences together using the conjunction and. Let's see what it looks like. Here you can see that I've written my 2 sentences using and to join them together. So we've got the rabbit was cold and the badger was hungry. I've used and to join together 2 simple sentences, sentences that would have made sense all on their own. What I'd like you to have a look at is the capital letters in my sentence. So my sentence has started with a capital letter, and you will notice that after I've written the word and, the next letter does not need to be a capital because it is no longer the start of the sentence. And is a bit like a puzzle piece word that we use to join 2 sentences together. So as I've rewritten these 2 sentences using and, I've made sure that where I've started the badger, I haven't used a capital letter. Because now that word the is in the middle of my sentence, following the and. I've also made sure that my full stop goes at the end of the sentence. It doesn't read, the rabbit was cold, full stop, and the badger was hungry, full stop. Our full stop goes at the end. Now that we've used and to join the sentences together, we no longer need a full stop after the word cold. Can you have a go at using your topaz power and finding a sentence using the word and? I'm going to have a go first. Percy had a cup of hot chocolate and he got into bed. It's your turn. We're going to be using this picture from the story to write about today. I'd like you to use your topaz power. Look at the picture and tell me what you can see. I want you to try and use and in your sentence. I've put the talk frame "there is" up there for you to use. My sentence might be, there is a duck in a hat and there is a mole in Percy's hand. What will your sentence be? Pause the video and use your Topaz power to say your sentences out loud. Now you've had a chance to say your sentences out loud, we're going to start to write them down. Have a look at mine. Have a look at my sentence. There is a duck in a hat and there is a mole. Can you help me to check my sentence using every time I write? Let's look together. Have I used a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence? Let's see. I have. Have I used clear finger spaces between my words? I think I have. Have I used a full stop at the end of my sentence? There we go, we can see that there. I did use my phonics to spell words I wasn't sure of. I had to sound out the word duck. D-u-k, duck. I made sure that I used the correct sound because sometimes I found the d and the b look quite similar and they make me confused. So I've checked the d sound. I've also tried to use my neatest handwriting. And I used my grit power to not give up. You might have noticed that I've left a space in between. You could do that in your book as well. Write a line, miss a line, write a line, miss a line. That makes your writing even easier to read. Now, I've written a sentence in blue that has got a few mistakes in it. I wonder, can you use our every time I write to find my mistakes? Pause the video to have a look and then we'll go through it together. Okay, let's make a start. First of all, have I used a capital letter at the start of my sentence? Well, yes I have. But can you see anywhere else in my sentence where I've used a capital letter? I've used a capital letter for the word kettle. Now, is kettle a proper noun? Is it the name of a person? No. Is it the name of a place? No. Is it the name of an event that we celebrate? No. So kettle should not have a capital letter. Well done if you spotted that mistake. Now, let's look at the next one. Have I used finger spaces? Well, I can see there's a finger space there. Let's read the sentence. There is a badger. Oh, is a badger one word? No, you're right, that's 3 words. I haven't used my finger spaces there. We should have a space after is, so there is finger space, a, finger space, badger. Oh dear. Let's have a look at our full stops. Now, in my sentence, I can see 2 full stops. Can you tell me out loud which full stop is in the wrong place? You're right. I don't need a full stop before the word and. And is a puzzle piece word. It goes in the middle of our sentence to join those 2 simple sentences together. There shouldn't be a full stop before an and. I did remember to put my full stop at the end of my sentence, and that one is in the right place. I did remember to use my phonics. I tried my hardest with my handwriting, and I didn't give up. So just a few mistakes from capital letters and finger spaces and full stops today. Now it's your turn to start your writing. Use the picture that you've got in your learning pack, stick it at the top of your page, and have a go at writing your sentences underneath it. I can't wait to see what you get up to.